Good morning everybody, and welcome back to another installment of my Rarest drop series where I take your submissions and scour the internet for the rarest recorded drops in OSRS history. Now over the last month or so, I've collected another awesome set of images to show you guys. As always, I am trying to pick a variety of different images to keep the episodes interesting. So if I did not feature your rare drop today, that might be because it just didn't really fit into the episode, so keep submitting it. Now, if you do want to submit an image for a future episode, be sure to join my Discord and leave it in the video submissions channel. I always look through there before I make the video. Anyway guys, let's get started. Now to start us off here, we have a player by the name of Rip Omlet who actually managed to get a mining pet from a shooting star. I wasn't even actually sure if you could get the golem pet from shooting star, but apparently you can. So not only do you actually have to find a random shooting star, which to be honest, I've never stumbled upon one before. Now, not only do you have to find the shooting star, but you also have to roll the 1 out of 900,000 chance of getting it. And if you do get it from the size 1 star, it actually is the rarest drop chance compared to any other ore in the game. So I would definitely say that constitutes being lucky, and congrats to Rip Omlet. Now next up here we have a player by the name of Zero IQ Noob who actually got incredibly lucky at the gauntlet. Now I don't get that many submissions from the gauntlet for whatever reason, but Zero IQ Noob actually managed to get a back-to-back Blade of Saldor, and it looks like they were doing corrupted gauntlets. The odds of getting a back-to-back Blade of Saldor is around 1 out of 160,000, but we can see that this is actually their third Blade of Saldor in 83 kills, which is incredibly lucky. Not only are the odds of this happening incredibly rare, it's also one of the more valuable items in the entire game. I mean, with the current prices of items, it's worth pretty much the same as a Dragon Hunter crossbow, the same as a Dragon Hunter lance, so it is a very desirable drop, and of course they managed to get 2 of them back to back. Now next up here, we have a player by the name of Troveg2 who managed to get incredibly lucky at Zulrah. They managed not only to get a Tanzanite Fang, but also a Magma Mutagen in the exact same kill. Also a very clean number as well. As you know, the odds of getting a mutagen is incredibly rare at a drop rate of 1 out of 13,000, so the odds of getting a single mutagen are incredibly rare, but they managed to get not only the mutagen, but also a unique item in the exact same kill, which makes this one of the rarest drops possible at Zulrah. Now this next one here is kind of crazy. I wasn't really sure where to rank it because who knows what the actual drop chance of this is. But next up here we have an Ironman player by the name of Sannyyuan who got incredibly lucky while fishing. So this player was just minding his own business, just working on fishing. He was level 71 at the time. But look at the chat box here. First up here, you have a funny feeling like you've been followed. Woohoo, their first pet at 71 fishing, that is incredibly lucky. But then just a couple fish later, they get a second pet in the exact same session, making this now incredibly rare. But it just gets better than that because not even an hour later, and they have another message saying, you have a funny feeling like you've been followed, which means they managed to roll 3 pet chances in under a level. The experience difference between level 71 and 72 is only around 75,000, which means they managed to hit 3 pet rolls in 75,000 experience, making this incredibly rare. Not that useful, but incredibly rare. Now next up here we have quite an interesting clue scroll that somebody managed to get. This was submitted by an anonymous player, and if we have a quick look here, they managed to get 2 rings of coins in the exact same master clue scroll. I don't think I've ever seen this specific drop before, and is one of the rarest possible drop occurrences beyond double third age, or I guess at this point 1 piece of druidic third age. Now the ring of coins are on the mega rare drop table for master clues, and while they are quite a bit more common than third age, getting 2 of them in a single clue is still incredibly rare. And also, unlike many of the gilded items, the ring of coins actually holds a fairly decent value at around 15 mils, so that is still a 30 mil master clue, and of course astronomically rare. Alright, so next up here we have a player by the name of PJDADJ, who I think got probably the best possible drop from Hydra. I mean, it is debatable what the best drop is per account type, but I think for a main account, this is probably the best drop you could hope for. Now in kill count 1,426, they managed not only to get a Hydra claw, but also the pet in the exact same kill. Now the drop rate for the Hydra pet is around 1 out of 3,000, and the drop rate for the claw is around 1 out of 1,000, which means the odds of getting this drop specifically are around 1 in 3 million, incredibly rare, also for one of the most valuable PVM drops in the entire game. and also getting an incredibly cool pet. Now there are of course rarer drop combinations at Hydra, but this is by far the rarest and most desirable drop from Hydra, which I think makes a pretty big difference. Sure, if they got dragon knives, that would technically be rarer, but I mean, nobody actually wants dragon knives from Hydra. Most players would prefer a claw. But regardless though, a giant congratulations are in order. Now next up here we have a player by the name of Clakclak who is doing a bit of black chinning in the wilderness. Now I've actually never seen anybody get a drop like this before. Now this player was casually catching some black chinchompas in the wilderness when all of a sudden they got the text message. You have a funny feeling like you would have been followed, not even their first pet, but not only a few clan chat messages later and they get a second message that you would have been followed. 2 pet rolls in a very small amount of experience. I don't think it was back to back by any means, but I would imagine within probably 5 to 20 catches. Now, like I was saying, I don't believe they got the pet back to back. However, if they had, that would be a drop rate of around 1 out of 6.4 billion. While of course they did not get it back to back, that just goes to illustrate how lucky it is to get 2 pets even within a short succession as well. So regardless, a giant congratulations to Clakclak, but you should probably go bank your black chins before you die. Now next up here we have an incredibly lucky player who is killing the Basilisk Knights. Now realistically there's only one item that players are killing the Basilisk for, and that is the Basilisk Jaw. However, there actually is something else you can get from them because they do have superior spawns. Now this player not only managed to get a Basilisk Jaw but also an Eternal Gem, what looks like in the exact same kill. However, the drop piles are in a different location, so it also might have been just a back-to-back kill. But I mean, just look at the chat box here. Valuable drop, Eternal Gem, valuable drop, Basilisk Jaw, Grimy Snapdragons, coins, and Astral Runes as well. Now, I thought this was an incredibly interesting drop because you don't really see stuff like this happen very much. Now, you don't see drops like this happen very often because on average, you're only usually getting 1 superior spawn per Basilisk task. So to have a good chance of this happening, you first up have to get a task of Basilisks, then you have to hit the 1 out of 200 to get the superior monster to spawn, and then after that you have to hit a 1 out of 760 to get the Eternal Gem or the Imbued Heart, and then you also have to get a 1 out of 1000 chance of getting the Basilisk Jaw, which altogether makes this incredibly rare and incredibly valuable at the same time. This is actually a 25 mil drop right now, which is incredibly lucky. Okay, so coming up next here is an incredibly lucky player by the name of Neitiznut, kind of like their name too. Now this player managed to get incredibly lucky killing Abyssal Demons. Now I think this player managed to get one of the luckiest occurrences I've ever seen from a superior monster. They managed to get what looks like a back-to-back superior item. Just getting a superior creature to spawn back-to-back is already kind of rare, but imagine getting an Eternal Gem and then 1 kill later getting an Imbued Heart. Similar to the last one, not only do they have to actually have a superior monster spawn, you also have to hit the 1 out of 352 to get the Eternal Gem or the Imbued Heart. I'm sure someone smarter than me can do the math on that, but if you take into account having to spawn the superior creature, the rarity of the items, combine those numbers together, you get an incredibly rare drop chance. So a giant congratulations to Neitiznut, a once in a lifetime drop for sure. And finally here, coming in at the #1 spot for this month is a player by the name of Rorr. Now this is actually probably the rarest clue scroll I've ever seen. And that is saying something because we have seen 3rd Age Druidic and a pet in a single drop. We've seen double 3rd Age, but honestly, I think this might be rarer. There is no chance I'm going to try to calculate how rare this is, but take a look at it. They managed to hit 3 mega rare drop table items in a single master clue, one of those being the 3rd Age Druidic Cloak. I can't even understand this clue. 3 mega rare drop tables. The Gilded Scimitar is a 1 out of 13,000 drop rate. The Gilded Two-Hander is a 1 out of 149,000 drop rate. And the 3rd Age Druidic Cloak is 1 out of 313,000. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody get 3 mega rare drops from a single master clue, and not to mention that one of them is one of the most expensive items in the entire game. This actually may be the rarest recorded clue scroll drop in OSRS history, and it's going to be hard to beat. I think it's literally once in a lifetime drop. So a giant congratulations to Rorr. I hope you got a good price on the 3rd Age Druidic Cloak, but it is a little unfortunate you wasted all the luck you were ever going to get in this lifetime on a clue scroll drop, but I think it's still worth it. Anyway guys, that is going to be it for this month's episode of the Rarest Drop series. As always, if you do want to submit anything for a future episode, hop into my Discord and post it in the video submissions channel. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Now before I go here, as always, I want to give a big shout out to all of my members over on YouTube. Thank you so much to Cappy, Colin Corley, Timothy Chen, Wolf of the Hunt, Guy Fox, Ocelot, and Kush Patel for all being subscribed at the Dragon tier. You guys are truly amazing. Thank you as always. Also a giant shout out to Lord Dojin, All Things Gaming, Yo-Yo Sup, Need My Pills, Branton Griffin, Birdbot, and Base Titch for being subscribed at the Runite tier. And as always, if you guys are looking for another way to support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is an awesome way to do so. You can get immortalized in all of my future videos, get access to my video release schedule, and of course, get a custom role in my Discord server. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time.